Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. You can find all the lessons on the textbook. Let me show you which textbook I am following. I think, yes, Principles of Mathematics grade 10. Here is the name of the book. You can note down the name of the book. Principles of Mathematics 10. So we are working on chapter 2. Here is the name of the chapter on the book. Analytic geometry, line segments and circles. And I think that is the lesson 2.7, using coordinates to solve problems. Then we'll start chapter 3 on the book, and lesson name is exploring quadratic relation, that is 3.1. So let's just start with chapter 2, analytic geometry. Okay. Okay, here is 2.7. We're going to start with using coordinates to solve problems. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay. Okay, here is the summary of the lesson. Let me just do a quick review on the summary. You can use the properties of line and segments to solve multi-step problems when you can use coordinates for some or all of the given information in the problem. Okay, need to know. When solving a multi-step problem, you may find it helpful to show these steps. Read the problem carefully and make sure that you understand it. Make a plan to solve a problem and record your plan. Carry out your plan and try to keep your work organized. Look over your solution and check that your answer seems reasonable. Drawing a graph and labeling it with the given information may help you plan your solution and check your results. You may need to determine the coordinates of a point of intersection before using the formulas for the slope and length of a line segments. These are the some points you have to keep in your mind when you are working on the multi-step problems. So let's just start with the problems. Okay, let's start with question number 1. Triangle ABC has vertices A negative 1 4, B negative 1 negative 2, and C 5 1. The altitude from vertex A meets BC at point D. Determine the slope of BC. We have to find the slope of the point BC. Okay, the point B is negative 1 negative 2 and C is 5 1. Hold on, let me just write down the points. B is negative 1 negative 2 Then C is, I think, 1 and 5. 5 and 1. C is, you have to find the slope of the 2 points. So let's just calculate the slope of point BC. Y2 minus y1, it is -2, -1, and -1 minus 5. So it is -3 over -6. That means the slope of point BC is 1 over 2. Okay, let's see what we have to do for point B. Determine the slope of AD. Okay, A and D. -1, 4, and where is D? Here is D. -1, 4. Let me just write down A. This is A. Okay, B is, A is -1 and 4, and here is the D. We have to look for the coordinates of the D. At point D is, I think it is 2 and -1. Okay, D is perpendicular on BC, isn't it? So we can find the slope of the line that is perpendicular. So it would be the slope of AD is 1 divided by the slope of BC. BC is 1 over 2. It is 1 over 1 over 2 because the point D is the perpendicular on the line BC. So the slope of the line BC is 1 over 2. So the slope of line is negative reciprocal of the line. So it would be -2. Okay, for the C, what we have to do? Point C, determine the equation of the line that contains AD. Okay, we have to determine the equation of line the that contains AD. Okay, the slope is -2. Basically, we have to determine the equation of the line that contains AD. It would be y equals mx plus b. So the point A is -1 and 4. So we have the coordinates of point A. Use these coordinates. Y is 4, slope is -2, x is -1 plus b. So it is 4 equals 2 plus b, then b equals 4 minus 2, b equals 2. So the equation is y equals -2 xn plus 2. That is the equation of line AD. Got it? Okay, question number 2 is determine the equation of the line that contains BC. Okay, BC. The slope is 1 over 2, and you can use any point, either B or either C. Now I'm doing question number 2. So the slope is 1 over 2 and y equals mx plus b. You can use the point A 5 1. I'm going to use the point C that is 5 and 1. So it is 1 equals 1 over 2, x is 5 plus b. So it is 1 equals 5 over 2 plus b. So b equals 1 minus 5 over 2. So b equals -3 over 2. So the equation is y equals slope is 1 over 2x and minus 3 over 2. Here is the point B. Got it? Okay. Okay, let's just start with question number 6. A triangle has a vertices A -3, 2, B 5, -5, -6, and C 5, 0. Determine the equation of the median from vertex A. Determine the equation of the altitude from vertex A. Determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector of BC. What type of triangle is triangle ABC? Explain how you know. Such long questions. Determine the equation of the median from vertex A. So when you draw the median from vertex A, it would be on line BC. So first we have to calculate the midpoint of BC. B is negative 5, negative 6, and C is 5, 0. Negative 5, negative. B is negative 5, negative 6, and C is 5, 0. Let's just calculate midpoint of BC. 5 minus 5 is 0 over 2, and minus 6 plus 0 over 2. So it is 0 and negative 3. The midpoint is 0, negative 3. Okay, so now you can use the midpoint of BC and point A, and we can determine the equation of median. The slope of the median is point A is negative 3 and 2. Okay, just calculate the slope of this one and point A. Negative 3, negative 2 divided by 0 minus negative 3. So it would be negative 5 over 3. Let's just calculate. We have slope that is negative 5 over 3. Let's just calculate the B value using the point A. It is negative 3 equals negative 5 over 3 equals 0 plus B using this point. So it would be B equals negative 3. So the equation is y equals, the slope is negative 5 over 3x and B is negative 3. So here is the equation of the vertex on median A. Got it? Here is the equation of median from vertex A. Okay, you can you can do B, C, and D by yourself. Let me see, because we have already done the altitude and the perpendicular bisectors in the lessons we did earlier. Let me see which question we are going to do. So many questions, and we have a very limited time. Okay, let's just start with question number 10. Triangle PQR has vertices P negative 12 6, Q 4 0, and R negative 8 negative 6. Use analytic geometry to determine the coordinates of the centroid. You have to find the calculate the coordinates of the centroid. So first just let's calculate the midpoints of PQ and QR. Okay. Let me just write down the vertices. P is 12 6. Question number 10. Okay, the vertices are PQ. Negative 12 6, 0 4, and R is 4 0 negative 8 negative 6. Okay, first of all, I'm going to calculate the midpoints of PQ and QR. So the midpoint of PQ, negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 over 2 is negative 4. Then 6 plus 0 is 6, and 6 over 2 is 3. That is the midpoint of PQ. Then the midpoint of QR is QR. Negative 8 plus 4 is minus 4, and minus 4 over 2 is negative 2. Then 0 negative 6 is negative 6, that is negative. So here is the midpoint of PQ and QR. Now we're going to find the slope that is passing through the point R. So the slope of median passing through R, it is PQ, I mean using the midpoint of and R. It is minus 6, minus 6, minus 3. I'm going to, I am calculating the slope. Negative 6, negative 3. And negative 8 minus negative 4. That is negative 9 over negative 4. So it is 9 over 4. 9 over 4 it is. Okay, now the equation is, here we have the slope 9 over 4. The equation is now y equals 9 over 4x plus b. We have to calculate the b. So have to use the vertices of the point R. Let's just use R to calculate the point B. So it is negative 6 equals 9 over 4 minus 8 plus B. So negative 72 over 4 minus 6 is 8. No, 4 times 2 is 8. 18 it is. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. It would be then positive 18 here. I am trying to be very concise. So 18 minus 6 is 12. B equals 12. Okay. So the equation is y equals 9 over 4x and plus 12. Okay, now you have to find the slope of the median passing through the point P. Here is point P because you have to find the equation of the centroid. So it would be negative 12 and 6. So here is the point QR. Okay, now use QR, this one, the midpoint negative 2, negative 3 and point P and calculate the other equation. It would be slope is 6 minus minus 3, 9 and negative 12 minus minus 12, that is negative 12 plus 2, that is 9 over 10 and negative 9 over 10. So the equation is y equals negative 9 over 10 x plus b. Now use the point negative 12 and 6 and calculate the other equation. Got it? Okay, let me just calculate the other equation. It would be negative 3 equals, you have to use the point P. 6 equals 9 over 10 and x is negative 12 and plus b. It would be b equals, you can calculate the equation on your own, negative 24 over 5. Now the other equation is y equals negative 9 over 10x and minus 24 over 5. You have now two equations. Just solve these equation and find the point. Here is for equation number 1, first equation, and here is the second equation. You have to use these 2 points and you have to find the centroid, the point that's coordinates of the centroid. You can use any method to solve these two equations like the methods we did earlier. Okay, let's just solve these equations. 9 over, both of the equations equal y. 9 over 4x plus 12, and that means they both are equal. Negative 9 over 16x, 9 over 10x, sorry. Negative 9 over 10x and minus 24 over 5. The answer is x equals negative 16 over 3 and y equals 0. You can calculate on your own the values. The values are, that means the centroid is, the coordinates of the centroid is negative 16 over 3 and 0. Got it? Okay, the next one is, okay, the next one is question number 17. Determine the type of triangle that is formed by the lines x plus y equals 11, x minus y equals 1, and x minus 3y equals 3. So to classify the which type of equation it is, we are going to write down the equations in the form y equals mx plus b. Okay, the equations are x plus y equals 11, question number 17 it is. They are a bit long question. You have to try them by your own because they are a bit long. I can't do each and every question. I have a limited time, so please try to solve them on your own. X plus y equals 11, because we have already covered these things in the earlier lessons. X plus y equals x minus y equals 1, and the other equation is x minus 3y equals 3. Okay, let's just write down these equations in the form y equals mx plus b. Let's do y equals 11 minus x, negative y equals 1 minus x, y equals x minus 1. It is x minus negative x plus 11 and x minus 1. The slope of this equation is negative 1. This is the slope mx, so slope is negative 1 and slope of this equation is 1. You can see that both the equations have the slope 1 and negative 1. Equation 1 and equation 2 have the slope 1 and negative 1. That means they are perpendicular. So this is a right angle triangle, right? So this is a right angle triangle. Okay. Okay, let's just do question number 21. A circle is defined by the equation x square plus y square equals 10a square. Show that the QR with endpoints are 3AA and QA negative 3A is a chord in the circle. Show that the line segment joining the center of the circle to the midpoint of RQ is perpendicular to RQ. So first we have to prove that these points are on the circle. Let's just put these points in the equation. 3A and A negative 3A. Equation is x square plus y square equals 10a square. That is question number 21. The equation is x square plus y square. The point is a and 3a and a. R is 3AA. Okay, let's just put x square. This is x, this is y. 3a square plus a square. 3 square is 9a square plus a square. That equals 10a square. You can see the other side of the equation is also is equal to 10a square. So when you put the point 3AA, that equals 10a square. The other point is QA negative 3a. Let's just put this in equation. So both sides of the equation is equal. Okay, x is a square plus negative 3a square equals 10a square. So a square plus 9a square equals 10a square. So when you solve 9 plus 1 is 10, that is 10a square equals 10a square. So see, both sides of the equation are equal. That means the points are on the circle. Okay, what we have to do for the B? I forgot. Show that the line segment joining the center of the circle to the midpoint of RQ is perpendicular to RQ. So let's the center of the circle would be 0, 0. So just calculate the midpoint of RQ. RQ, that is, the midpoint is 2a and negative a, and the slope is for the points RQ. You are given on the circle. The slope is 2. You can calculate the slope on your own. That means the slope on the midpoint of RQ is negative a minus 0. That would be negative 1 over 2. So that means the segment intersect at a right angle, because you can see the slope is negative reciprocal of this slope. So that means the segment intersect a right angle, sorry. Okay, we are done with the chapter 2. Now I'm going to start chapter 3. So let's just start with the next chapter. Okay, the next one we're going to start chapter. It is graphs of the quadratic relations, a very important chapter to focus on. Let's just start with 3.1. Where it is? Here it is. Exploring quadratic relations. So let's just start with third lesson, chapter 3, that is exploring quadratic relations. We're going to learn the properties of the quadratic relations. Okay, let me just read the summary. The graph of any quadratic relation, the graph of any quadratic relation of the form y equals ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0, is a parabola that has a vertical line of symmetry. So the equation in the form ax square plus bx plus c is the equation of parabola. Any relation described by a polynomial of degree 2 is quadratic. So if you have any equation that is written with the degree 2, that means that is the quadratic relation. For the quadratic relation y equals ax square plus bx plus c, the second difference are not constant but not 0. The first difference is constant, but the second difference is not constant, but it is not 0. When the value of a, the coefficient of x square term, is positive, the parabola opens upward and the second differences are positive. When the value of a, the coefficient of x square term, is negative, the parabola opens downward and the second differences are negative. Changing the value of b, the coefficient of x term, changes the location of line of symmetry. The constant c is the value of the y-intercept of the parabola. So c is the y, a is the value that tells you if the parabola opens upward or downward. And if you change the value of b, the line of symmetry of parabola changes. And c is the y-intercept of the parabola. Let's just start with the practice questions. The first one is, which graph appear to represents a parabola, and explain. So the first one, the a is a straight line, that is a linear relation. This is a linear relation. The second one is b. B is b, the graph b has two openings, so this is not, again, not a parabola. C, Here is the C. This is a parabola. U form whenever a graph is in the shape of U, that is a parabola. Got it? C is the parabola. D is also the parabola because D opens downward, C opens upward, D opens downward. And the graph E is in the form of V. No, this is not a parabola. Then graph F is also not a parabola. Okay. Question number 2, determine the degree of each relation. You have to select the degree. Degree is the highest power of x. Keep this very important point. The degree is the highest value of x. This one has the degree 1 because x, the power of x is 1. This one, when you multiply, it would be x times x squared. This one has degree 2. This one has, you just have to look for the highest degree, degree 2. This one has the degree 3. Which relation in part A have a graph that is a parabola? So which is parabola? The one that has the equations that has the degree 2 forms parabola. So equation number 2 has the degree 2, it forms parabola, and equation number 3 has the degree 2, it forms the parabola. Okay. Question number 4, calculate the first differences of each set of data and determine whether the relation is linear or non-linear. If the relation is non-linear, determine the second relation and identify the quadratic relation. Okay, let's just start with A part. Okay, the x and the y values are 10, 20, 30 and 40, and the y values are 21, 41, 61, 81. 21, 41, 61 and 81. Okay, let's just calculate the first differences. How do we calculate this? Subtract 41 minus 21, 20. Just subtract the other 61 minus 41, 20. 81 minus 40, 61, that is 20. You can see the first differences are constant. If the first differences are same, that means that is a linear relation. We just done with the oh no, that's in grade 9. Okay, if the first difference is same, that means that is a linear relation. Got it? Okay, let's just do B. Maybe we have to calculate the second difference. B, 1 2 3 4 4 7. 1 2 3 4 4 7, 12 and 17. Let's just calculate the first difference. 7 minus 4 3, 12 minus 7 5, 17 minus 12 5. You can see the first difference is not same. Now we have to calculate the second difference. 5 minus 3 2, 5 minus 5 0. You can see the second difference is also not same. If the first difference and the second difference are different, that means the relation is non-linear relation. If the second difference is same, that means the relation is quadratic. But this one is non-linear because first difference is not same. Also, the second difference is not same, so that would be a non-linear relation. Okay, you can do the rest of the questions by yourself. Okay, for question number 5, each table of values represents a quadratic relation. Decide without graphing whether the parabola opens upward or downward. Okay, you don't have to graph. If you don't have to graph, you have to calculate the second difference. If the second difference is negative, that means the parabola opens downward. And if the second difference is positive, then the parabola opens upward. Let's do A, question number 5, A. -3, -2, -1, 0. 2.5, 6.57. Okay. 2.5, 5, 6.5, and 7, I think. Okay, let's just calculate first difference. Okay, 5 minus 2.5 is -2.5. Okay, 6.5 minus 5 is 1.5, I think. Yes. Okay, 7 minus it is 0.5. You can see the first difference is not same. 5 minus 2.5 is positive. Okay, let's just calculate the second difference. 1.5 minus 2.5 is -1. 0.5 minus 1 -1. You can see the second difference is negative. That means if the second difference is negative, the parabola opens downward. Parabola opens downward. Got it? Question number 6. State whether the graph of each quadratic relation opens upward or downward. Explain how do you know. Okay, question number 6a. Okay, you just have to look for the coefficients of term that has x square. Okay, the first one, y equals x square minus 1. The x has the coefficient 1. Positive it is. You can see the coefficient of x is positive. That means the parabola opens upward. It looks like this. For the b, you have a negative sign over here. That means here you have a -1. So a is negative, the parabola opens downward. For c, the coefficient of x square is again negative. -1 means the parabola opens downward. For d, it is -9. No, sorry. The coefficient of x squared, that is 1 over 2. That is a positive value. It opens upward. Okay. Question number 7 is explain why the condition a is not equal 0 must be stated to ensure that y equals ax square plus bx equals 0. Because if a is 0, you are left with if a is 0, you don't have the x square term then. Ax square means ax square is 0, like this one. You have y equals, because when you a is 0, you multiply ax square, that means 0 plus bx plus c, and you are left with y equals bx plus c. So bx plus c is the linear relation. Got it? That's why you have a condition a must not be equal to 0. If a is not equal to 0, then you have x square term. If you have x square term in the equation, that is the quadratic relation. If you don't have x square term in the relation, that means that is the linear relation. Got it? Okay, we're done with the lesson. If you have any question, you can please ask. I'm waiting for the questions from your side. No questions. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. We are working on grade 10 math, and the lessons we have covered today are from the chapter 2 analytic geometry, line segments and circles. The lesson is using coordinates to solve problems. Then we started chapter 3, that is graphs of quadratic relations, and the lessons we did is exploring quadratic relations. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.